it was very tanky. But by himself, I'm not so sure. Alpha
can be built very tanky. And the value of this hero being picked up right now is the fact that he does have passive true damage, which would work very well against heroes like the Baxia and the Cho. And of course, he doesn't have to be too tanky because having the Masha and Atlas forms a pretty solid front line for him. But hopefully, Claude, this hero, has not been having a very good time so far. Hopefully, Panda will be able to pull it off here in game number 2.
This is the game.
Unfortunately, Beatrix will win against Claude in lane, so hopefully he makes something happen here. The land of Dawn shall beckon once more as we witness what is about to be a bloody collision between these two teams on their journey towards the crown. It's gonna be Team HAQ on the blue side, Team SMG on the red. Box gonna be harassed by Minnn, forces out the retribution. That was a bit scary.
Yeah.
The timing slightly off.
It was a little bit early, but so far everything is going okay. Hate is trying to punish Minnn over here for overextending, but Minnn so far is like, yo, you can chase me all you want. You need to farm. I don't. So far, Team HAQ, they have been farming a little bit safer compared to before, so they're all good. Garyy, he gets to get his first buff, which is more than he can say earlier in the previous game.
And it looks like they're gonna use that to invade as well. They do have to be careful though. This is 3v2. Garyy gets pulled into the tower. Disrespecting Faramis. Gonna get caught out with the Shadow Stampede.
Dude, the Shadow Stampede, you can't. The range is outrageous. You would think it's short, but it's actually pretty long. Look at that.
Yeah.
Maximum range Shadow Stampede. And the thing is, Hate is using this Faramis. You gotta be careful. I feel like the tankiness from Alpha is good and all, but we gotta look at the emblem choice over here. It is the jungle emblem, which is not known to have the best of stats, right? Like Assassin, you deal a lot of damage. You build fighters, you can tank a little bit, but Garyy, he has to pull it back in again because. I mean, I don't know. I'm not even sure what is the power spike for Alpha right now.
I'm pretty sure Alpha as a hero doesn't need at least 1 or 2 items to really start becoming a threat, and that also depends on what kind of itemization he is going to go for. But we have to note, I think a lot of players just aren't used to dealing with the brand new Faramis. Shadow Stampede used to be a very short pull, no matter how far away you got from the opponent. But now, it does actually pull based on your distance. Cold Altar stolen. Will it be popped both at once? Turtle gonna go over to Team SMG, and right now, this is chaos. Everyone is two lives. Beautiful Fatal Link 3-man, but it might not be enough. Mannn, the only survivor. 3 people down from the side of Team HAQ. And now Valentina is getting chased down. Shadow Stampede gonna find him. Fear chases them away for a short while, but it is not enough. Hate picks up another kill.
All out brawl over there in the Riverside, just focusing on the fight. Both co-alters were executed, and looking at how they played it out, they really didn't care. It's just like, all right, let's just try our best and hope for the best. And looking at this, let's look at the emblems for both teams. Mannn over here is not really putting any points onto his movement speed, so he's focusing on the cooldown as well as the penetration, so potentially could deal a lot of damage. Lolla against move, so far it's been even Stevens in terms of trade, but that was a very good team fight. I kind of want to see it again just to see what happened because it was so chaotic.
Hopefully we get to witness that again in the highlights here. But even though Cold Altar was stolen successfully by Mannn, they had to remember they really don't have a lot of damage at this stage of the game compared to Team SMG. And because of that, when they just go out for an all-out brawl like that, they are definitely going to lose out no matter how good of a Fatal Links they get. They gotta hold back a little bit more and ensure that they actually hit their power spike, because that single fight gave Team SMG a 2k net worth lead.
Anyway, that was amazing to watch. I mean, like, as players, it's probably frustrating, but, you know, for us,
yep,
it was pretty good. It was pretty nice. And right now, I do agree. For the side of Team HAQ, they have a lot of control. But control means nothing when you can't really dish out the damage, and Team SMG, they're completely aware of it. And so far, I do want to talk a little bit about the gold lane because it has been pretty quiet up until now. I was actually thinking that SaSa would just straight up beat Panda in the lane, but Panda looks like he's pushing this quite evenly.
think Panda's playstyle will shift now that he is on the Claude. He's gonna go for a much safer style, but Turtle already being contested in the backline. A stun will secure a kill onto Hate as Cold Altar stolen will keep members of Team HAQ alive. Lolla steals the Turtle! Mannn finds the kill onto Nuar in the back line, and that is a Turtle and 1 kill going over to Team HAQ, allowing Panda to take the entire gold shield.
Lolla doesn't like us talking about Smooth too much. He's showing up. Not only did he get the kill onto Hate, but he managed to get the Turtle. What was that? Like, if you want to show up, if you want to show that you're a better EXP later, that's how you do it.
I think both junglers just couldn't keep an eye enough on the Turtle simply because of how chaotic that fight is. We can see neither of them ended up using Retribution there. Both battle spells still off cooldown. Mannn being targeted by Smooth, but here comes Garyy and Minnn. Will he actually invest the Fatal Links in? What if he does? Pulls it back into Garyy. Cold Altar keeps the Paquito alive, and Smooth walks out.
Yeah, I was questioning that myself just because Garyy already used his alpha charge, so he doesn't have that extra skill. He doesn't have that extra crowd control available for him. Good try. We can definitely see that the damage was there, but again, because of the Cold Altar, he was able to survive. Team SMG managing to get the bottom tower. But again, so far this game is very even. So we got to talk about the scaling. Which of these teams will actually scale a little bit better? Because the game so far has slowed down compared to the previous fight.
Interesting to note, I think Team HAQ actually scales a little bit better in the late game, and Panda definitely having a much better lane against SaSa now. But the kick onto Mannn, Wave the Dragon finds him. He does have Cold Altar, but he chooses the Flicker instead. I think that's the smart choice.
Yeah, right now Team HAQ, I do kind of agree. In terms of scaling, they're looking good. They're looking very nice, but in team fights, if no one catches out Hate, and the thing is, Hate does have a Purify, because one of the ways that you can handle the Cold Altar is because he has a wind-up time before the area becomes his. So if you can stun him or put any kind of crowd control, you will cancel it out. But with the Purify, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, and Nuar getting pulled back in. Panda using his ult, trying to kill off Hate. Hate still survives. Move almost dies over there. He still manages to get away with a little bit of HP, and looks like Team SMG, they are taking a lot of damage from Team HAQ. Team HAQ pushes forward. Garyy manages to get more kills, and looks like they're not stopping. Panda going for it, looking for box. Lolla is focusing on to SaSa. SaSa managing to get away, but Team HAQ still manages to get the mid lane turret.
Team HAQ continuing to defy expectations, even though they were behind up until now. They found the perfect initiation onto Team SMG, and I love that. Catching out Nuar, you typically don't expect Panda to jump in with a blazing duet, but the team knew this is the moment. We go in hard. They have the Cold Altar, they force it out from Hate early, so they don't have it to take the fight they want. And then the Shadows Stampede pulling Garyy into the tower actually ended up killing more of Team SMG. You usually don't expect that, but it looks like their display was broken for a moment.
Yeah, and just now Panda, he did not have the golden staff. He just finished it. So in the next upcoming team fight, he will dish out a lot of damage. And Team SMG, they had a 2,000 gold lead, but right now it's back onto Team HAQ with the 2,000 gold lead. And we saw a little bit on the scaling there. The damage, they're starting to show. Garyy, his true damage is starting to hurt Team SMG more than what they're more comfortable with. Because again, even when he's not around, the beta will actually follow them and dish out the damage. So even if they try to recall, they're going to take additional damage, making it that much more difficult for you to run away whenever you are engaged by Garyy.
And you can see that the way that Team HAQ are playing right now, they are in full 4-and-1 mode. This is the strength of Masha and why teams still banner out so much. Just the fact that Lolla can push out a wave without being worried about being ganked at all, allowing the rest of Team HAQ to just protect Garyy, Panda, and Panda alone is giving this Claude so much gold funnel.
Is this, like, again, the Claude is going in, focusing on the SaSa. There's nowhere for you to go. That's a free kill. Hate was far away, and Minnn pulling the back. He managed to get two. Hate is going to get focused. Nuar tries to run away, and the Cold Altar for the side of Team HAQ as well, making sure that they do not die. They did not manage to kill, but again, look at Lolla pushing the mid. Team HAQ, a different team from game number 1.
This is just a complete team fight composition from Team HAQ. Just ball up as a 5-man, and there's nothing they can do about it. Lord gonna go over to Team HAQ. So far, Smooth has been doing a very good job of pushing up the top lane. Already cleared up all the towers for his side. But here comes Minnn. Makito in danger, has to flicker out. Box wants to protect him, but Team HAQ will decide not to invest too far.
Fight fire with fire. If the EXP laner wants to push, you push as well. Deal as much pressure as you can on one lane. Team HAQ, they're so confident with Minnn on this Atlas. Looking at the items over here, the Claude already has his Malefic Roar. So looking at Box, he does not have a lot of armor. He has not completed it yet. So the damage coming in from Panda, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot, especially because he has the Cursed Helmet with 1,200 HP boost. The Demon Hunter Sword, it's gonna hurt. It really is gonna hurt.
And this Lord is gonna hurt the tower as well. Here comes Team HAQ. They're looking for it. Fatal Link's gonna find one in front. Nuar gonna be the first target. Cult Altar already popped by Hate in the backline. Lolla gonna be tanking most of the towers. Sacrifices his life, but not a lot of damage done to this inhibitor. It does allow Panda to pick up the final external tower, though. That Snipe doing a lot of damage.
Oh,
to the
Smooth.
Here comes Smooth. He wants to go on Panda, but he gets out with the Battle Mirror Image, forces out the Blazing Duet on the Paquito. Here comes Box. They're looking for it. SaSa gets the shutdown onto Panda. Wind of Nature keeps him alive for a short while. Shadow Stampede not doing too much. Mannn picks up the kill onto the Beatrix. Move coming in yet again. But here comes Garyy. That's a lot of damage. That's going to be the Cult Altar finally from the Valentina. Double kill going over the Mannn. Nuar pulled back, but pushed back again with the Alpha Charge. That might have actually saved his life. That's going to be 2 casualties for 1. But Box not going to let them escape that easily, but they still will anyway.
I love this game. Non-stop fights for both these teams. Garyy, he has to be careful. He is essentially alone. Team SMG, fortunately, does not continue the pursuit. Team HAQ, they still have a gold lead. But look at Smooth. He actually came from behind, focusing on Panda, making sure that he does not dish out the rest of the damage onto the rest of the enemy team. And the Lord push advantage is a negative gold earned just because Team SMG got a lot from that previous trade. But again, this does show that for the side of Team HAQ, they need to step up in terms of their discipline. If Minnn doesn't get a good catch, maybe don't take that fight.
What I can't believe is that Smooth still is at the top of the damage rankings until now. Minnn gets a 2-man Fatal Links. Cult Altar popped by Hate into the Blazing Duet, doing massive damage. Nuar just being distracted in the backline. Box taking a lot of damage. Panda's just dishing it out. SaSa caught out. Not enough to take out Garyy. Panda finds Nuar in the back line. Box will be able to recall, but the same cannot be said for Smooth. Triple kill going over the Lolla.
Minnn, you are a monster right now, Team HAQ. They're in the base of Team SMG. There's nothing that Boss can do, and Team HAQ will take game number 2, the equalizer, 1-1. We're going for it.